You ever see those stocks that just take off and you wonder, how do people find those? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most powerful strategies out there for doing exactly that. It's William O'Neill's CANSLIM system. And look, this isn't just some theory. It's a battle-tested blueprint for spotting explosive growth stocks, often before the rest of the market does. Let's dive in. You know, the stock market can feel like this huge, overwhelming ocean, right? There are thousands of companies, all screaming for your attention. It's so easy to feel lost. And that confusion, that's what often leads to some really costly mistakes. So that brings us to the big question. Why do so many people actually lose money in the market? It's a question that obsessed the legendary investor William O'Neill, and he pretty much dedicated his entire career to finding a real, data-driven answer. And what O'Neill discovered was, well, kind of startling. It's not really about being some stock-picking genius. The real portfolio killer is emotion. Think about it. We fall in love with our losing stocks, just hoping and praying they'll come back, while we get scared and cut our winners short at the very first sign of a little profit. It's this emotional tug-of-war that's the #1 reason most people underperform. So to fight back against those emotional traps, O'Neill created CANSLIM. Now, this isn't a crystal ball, not at all. It's a powerful data-backed checklist. He basically studied the DNA of the market's all-time biggest winners. We're talking hundreds of them, and he boiled down their common traits into this 7-step formula. All right, let's break this down. First up, capital C is for current quarterly earnings. We're looking for huge growth here, at least 25%, maybe more. That's the signature of a company that's really onto something special. Then A is for annual earnings growth, which shows us this isn't just a one-hit wonder. They have a solid track record. N stands for new. This could be a game-changing new product, fresh management shaking things up, or just the stock hitting new all-time highs. S is for supply and demand. We want to see a situation where big institutions are fighting over a relatively limited number of shares. That's what drives prices up. L is for leader. We are not bargain hunting here. We are buying the best of the best. I stands for institutional sponsorship. This means the smart money, the big funds are already buying in. And finally, M is for market direction. You got to have the wind at your back, not blowing in your face. You know that L in CANSLIM is a real game changer for so many investors. We're kind of trained to look for bargains, right? To buy what's cheap. But O'Neill's research proved, without a doubt, that the big money is made by buying the leaders, the stocks that are already crushing it. It's about betting on the strongest horse in the race, not the one that's limping behind hoping it'll catch up. So what CANSLIM really does is it perfectly marries two worlds, fundamentals and technicals. The C, A, N, and I, they tell you if you found a great company. But the N, S, and L, they tell you if it's a great stock to buy right now. You absolutely have to have both to really succeed with this system. Okay, so finding a CANSLIM stock is like finding a treasure map. It's exciting, but that map is totally useless if you don't know exactly when and where to start digging. Timing is everything. O'Neill was an absolute master of timing. He didn't just buy great stocks. He bought them at the precise moment they looked ready to launch. He'd look for these specific chart patterns where a stock is kind of coiling up, building energy, like the famous cup with handle. Think of it like a slingshot being pulled back. And he would only pull the trigger if that breakout happened on a huge surge in trading volume. That's the ultimate confirmation. It's the big money all rushing in at once. So we've covered what to buy and when to buy it. But O'Neill was crystal clear that none of it, literally none of it matters if you don't master this one simple rule. This right here, this is the secret that separates the pros from the amateurs every single time. And there it is. That's the golden rule of CANSLIM, and really of all successful investing. It's not about being perfect and never making a mistake. It's about surviving your mistakes. Because in the market, the best offense is always a great defense. 8%, that's the number. Memorize it. This is your reject button. If a stock drops 8% from what you paid for it, you sell. That's it. Period. No hesitation, no second guessing, no hoping it comes back. This single, disciplined rule is the difference between a tiny paper cut and a catastrophic portfolio wound. Really, the choice is yours. You can be the disciplined investor who takes a small, manageable 8% loss and immediately moves on, capital intact, ready for the next great opportunity. Or you can be the hopeful investor, the one who says, oh, it'll come back, and then holds on for a 50% loss that wipes out months of gains. The path to long-term success is pretty clear, isn't it? Okay, so let's bring it all home. Let's recap the key principles here and build your final checklist for the CANSLIM method. This is it. This is your playbook. You combine great company fundamentals with a strong chart. You only buy the true market leaders as they're breaking out on huge volume. You always make sure the overall market is on your side. And the most important rule of all, you ruthlessly, without emotion, cut every single loss at 7 to 8%. No exceptions. Master these rules, and you'll have an incredible edge. So, as we finish up, I just want to leave you with one final question to think about. Take a hard look at how you make decisions in the market. Is your investing based on a proven system with rules? Or is it based on hope, fear, and emotion? A gambler relies on emotion. An investor relies on a system. The choice is yours.